Hey guys, time for another episode of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. This car is so close. I think tomorrow is going to be the day that it goes on a test drive. So, what happened today and what's left? Let's have a look here. So, today the original, or it was probably replaced at some point, but it's definitely an original one from VW that was purchased at some point, probably after the car was wrecked. They replaced it, but really nice wire cover. And again, we love the fact that it's still got this sticker on it from when it was purchased. So we made sure to preserve that. We were supposed to actually have the wiring cover today, but we had a mix-up with the guy we were getting it from, so that should be here tomorrow. And then I believe the trunk, or frunk as some people call it, front trunk, will be done. I don't know if I showed the jack since we got it mounted in there and stuff. It just looks incredible. Love it. So yeah, that should pretty much finish off the front here when that liner goes in. As you can see, we did get the pop-outs today. They need a little bit of love before they go in a car this nice. We're going to replace the knobs and a couple of little things. Just clean them up a little bit just to get them to the level where for this car, I mean, everything's got to be just over the top nice. And they weren't quite there yet to our satisfaction. So a little bit more work on those. Obviously, the outer seals need to go on, so we're getting those and so on. But yeah, those are going to go in tomorrow. And then that's really one of the last major things. Seat belts are in. I think those might have gone in yesterday, but nonetheless, they look pretty darn nice if I do say so. We went with the gray with chrome buckles. These are from Wolfsburg West, by the way, if anyone doesn't know. Really nice seatbelts they sell, and they look very appropriate with the Wolfsburg logo on them, and really high quality. So this is pretty much all we use, except on my race car I use 5-point harnesses, but that's a different story. But on a restoration, or even not a restoration, just an old Beetle that needs seatbelts, these are really nice, and they sell them in some different lengths so that they can work with Beetles or buses and front seat, back seat, etc. We haven't put back seat seatbelts in here yet. Have to chat with the owner and see if he wants those. At the moment, just front. But yeah, so those are in. And yeah, nothing new back here today. Somebody asked about the deck lid. Yes, it is a locking one. So we got the whole set from Wolfsburg. So the 2-door handles, ignition, and rear deck lid all have matched keys. Another big and fun thing that happened today is, if I can get back here without tripping, is the tires came in. So these are Firestone bias-ply with 1-inch whitewall. I know they look blue, but this is just some kind of like preservative they put on them that'll clean off. And these tires are super cool looking. We just love this kind of like scalloped pattern around the edges here. Really a good looking tire and super appropriate for an early 60s VW, and in the correct size and everything. So you can see the tread pattern here. Looks like it's right out of 1964. Look at that. These are actually the same tires I run on my 56 convertible. So those should be going on probably tomorrow. We still have to touch up the paint. There's a stripe around the outside of the wheels that we weren't happy with that our painter did. We're gonna have a pinstriping guy come out and do those more properly. And then these totally inappropriate wheels will come off, and the correct wheels with the correct tires will go on. Other thing that happened today was Rafa painted the hubcaps. That's them in that box there, but I'm not gonna dig those out. However, I can show you another pair because we had a customer ask us for a set. So we made these for him. So it's basically Wolfsburg West, German, very high quality chrome on these. And then we can take these and hand paint the logo in there in black like that. And so if anyone's interested in a set of these, let me know. We can hook you up. Or if you have a nice set of chrome hubcaps that have a nice, you know, sharp pressing in them like the Wolfsburg West one, then we can paint those for you too. Anyway, so yeah, these are for another customer, but same difference. So Rafa actually did 2 sets today, one for this other customer and then one for the Bahama Blue. And yeah, that's about it, honestly, for this thing. Wheels, tires, pop outs, and then it's going to be about test driving time. I have to say, guys, I don't really like test driving new cars. It makes me really nervous just because, you know, there's just a lot. It's a lot to process. You know, new car, new transmission, new motor, new paint job, new everything. And, you know, it's not like we have any doubt in our work or anything. It's nerve-wracking. I don't know. Unless you've built a car pretty much from the ground up like this, or restored a car from the ground up, it's kind of hard to comprehend what it feels like to drive a car for the first time. It's pretty nerve-wracking. Plus, I always have this thing, like, I think some a-hole is going to like come flying out of a driveway and T-bone me or something. I know I shouldn't let my mind go there, but, you know, it's always kind of there. So I'm like, my head is pretty much on a swivel when I'm driving a customer car, looking for that, you know, hypothetical a-hole who's going to run into me. So it's pretty nerve-wracking. So that happened today. On the bus here, the 64, I did a little bit of work on it today in between running errands. Lots of errand running today, getting those pop-outs. And I actually took the brake, emergency brake cables for this one and for the buggy over to a place called BC Wire Rope. They're here locally, and not sure if that's Anaheim or Fullerton over there. Took those over, having custom e-brake cables made for this car, which has disc brakes on the back, and they don't make disc brake e-brake cables for the buses. The kit actually comes with bug ones. And then having the cables shortened for the buggy chassis by 14¼ inches, which is the amount that the chassis is shortened. So yeah, I dropped those off today, but I did manage to form the rear hard brake lines, so you can kind of see them there. So they kind of come around the back of the caliper and then droop underneath of the axle, and then finally they run over here to the flexible line, which of course allows the suspension to articulate. So yeah, formed those today. Not a big deal. It's time consuming, especially when you're making a custom one and you have to kind of figure out the routing. I've got my trick where I use a piece of bendable wire, cut it the length of the hard line, and then, you know, start putting bends in it, and I can get that where I'm happy with it, and then use that as a template for the real line. So yeah, I went ahead and made both those. Pretty happy with how they came out. Pretty clean install, I would say. So I did that, and then put the rear brake pads in, and what else? I put in the Bowden tube for the clutch. There, you can see it. It's got a nice bit of droop in it. I had to add like just one washer on it to get amount of droop in it, or sag, whatever you want to call it, that I was happy with, that keeps them from chattering. And went ahead and connected that to the transmission. Tightened down all the brake lines at all the junctions. I had left them kind of loose because I still needed to go and, you know, create these hard lines and stuff. So now that I put those in, all the brake lines are tightened, front and rear, on this bus. So it's pretty much ready to bleed the brakes whenever we get around to it. So Jacob was not able to come in today, so nothing really to report for him, and our painter didn't make it out today. He's still got to finish a little bit here on Jacob's car. I did pick up powder coating here. This red is for the cowlick car, and the actual fan shroud is black because, as I kind of alluded to before, there's going to be some graphics going on this puppy, so the base for this needed to be black. I won't spill the beans on what the graphics are going to be, but this is getting the graphics and the glove box door as well. So that'll be happening soon, and I'm going to keep it secret until it happens, and then I'll show you guys and we'll see what you think. Anyway, so that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.